What if I told you one drink helped build empires, and no king could ever fully control it? For over 8,000 years, people have tried to own wine. Kings taxed it. Priests blessed it. Armies drank it before battle. But no one could ever stop people from making it. Wine outlived pharaohs. It outlived empires. It even outlived religions that tried to ban it. So how did a simple drink made from crushed grapes become one of the most powerful forces in human history? The real story is far stranger than most people realize. Let's go back to the very beginning. Long before wine had a name, someone made a mistake. Grapes left too long in a clay jar, wild yeast in the air, and something strange happened. The juice turned, it bubbled, it changed. That accident became one of the biggest discoveries in human history. Scientists found the oldest proof of this in a cave in the country of Georgia. Pottery there held wine residue over 8,000 years old. Right next door, in Armenia, archaeologists found something even more shocking. An ancient winery, with a stone press, and storage jars still buried in the ground. This wasn't a lucky accident anymore. This was a skill. And once humans learned it, they never let it go. But wine didn't stay a village secret for long. Soon, it caught the attention of the most powerful man in the ancient world. In Egypt, wine became something almost magical. Pharaohs didn't just drink wine, they took it with them into the afterlife. Archaeologists have found wine jars sealed inside royal tombs, ready for kings to enjoy in the next world. Wine was rare in Egypt. The climate made it hard to grow grapes, so only the rich could afford it. It became a symbol of power, wealth, and status. But across the sea, another civilization was about to turn wine into something completely different. Not just a drink for kings, but a tool for thinking. In ancient Greece, wine became part of the mind. The Greeks held special gatherings called Symposiums. These weren't just parties. They were debates. Philosophers drank wine while discussing life, truth, and the universe. Wine loosened the tongue. It sparked new ideas. Some of the greatest thoughts in history were shaped in rooms filled with wine cups and big questions. But the Greeks only spread wine around their own islands. It took another empire to turn wine into something global. The Romans didn't just enjoy wine, they built an empire out of it. Roman soldiers were given wine as part of their daily rations. It kept them strong. It kept them loyal. Wherever the Roman army marched, they planted vineyards behind them. Trade routes carried wine across Europe, into France, Spain, and Germany. Wine became big business. It became currency. It became power. And just when wine seemed like it belonged only to soldiers and emperors, something happened that would protect it forever. Religion stepped in, and it changed everything. In Christianity, wine became sacred. It was used in one of the most important rituals in the entire faith. This gave wine a protected place in society that no army could destroy. In Judaism, wine also held deep meaning. It was part of blessings, celebrations, and sacred traditions passed down for generations. Because two major religions valued wine so deeply, it survived wars, invasions, and the fall of entire empires. But soon, the world would fall into chaos. Rome would collapse, and wine would face its biggest threat yet. When the Roman Empire fell, Europe became dangerous and unstable. Fields were destroyed. Trade routes vanished. Many skills from the ancient world were lost forever. But one group refused to let wine die. Monks. Inside monasteries, monks quietly protected vineyards. They studied grapes. They perfected techniques. While the outside world crumbled, monks kept the secret of wine alive. Without them, wine might have disappeared completely. But once things calmed down, kings realized something important. Wine wasn't just a drink. It was a way to gain power. Kings quickly saw how valuable wine had become. They taxed it heavily. They controlled who could sell it. Some regions became rich just from their vineyards. Wine even caused trade wars between countries. Nations fought over the right to sell their wine to the world. But wine was about to go somewhere no one expected. Somewhere across an entire ocean. During the age of exploration, wine traveled further than ever before. Ships carried wine barrels across dangerous seas. Sailors needed it because it stayed fresh longer than water. When explorers reached the New World, they brought grapevines with them. Wine took root in new soil, in new countries, on a new continent. But the biggest transformation for wine was still coming. And it would change wine forever. The Industrial Revolution changed everything about how wine was made. Glass bottles became common. This let people store wine for much longer. Corks were improved, keeping air out and flavor in. Wine production became faster, cheaper, easier to transport across the world. For the first time, wine wasn't just for royalty. It was becoming a drink for everyone. And that shift would lead to the modern wine world we know today. Today, wine is a global industry worth billions of dollars. France and Italy remain famous for their deep wine traditions. Australia built a wine industry known around the world. California became a powerhouse, producing wine that competes with the best in Europe. Luxury wine brands now sell bottles worth incredible amounts of money. Wine has become art, status, and passion, all in one glass. But behind this massive industry are some facts that will honestly shock you. Here are some facts about wine that most people never learn. The oldest wine ever found is over 8,000 years old, from the country of Georgia. The most expensive bottle of wine ever sold cost over $500,000. For centuries, doctors believed wine could cure sickness and was used as medicine. Ancient Egyptian tombs were filled with wine jars meant for the afterlife. Roman soldiers were given wine daily to keep up their strength. Sailors carried wine on long voyages because it lasted longer than water. Monks in the Middle Ages were some of the greatest winemakers in history. Wine was once used as currency to pay workers and traders. Some vineyards in France have been producing wine for over 1,000 years. And even today, scientists are still studying ancient pottery to uncover new secrets about the earliest wines ever made. Wine has survived kings, wars, empires, and revolutions. People have tried to control it, tax it, ban it, and own it. But wine always found a way to survive. It has been part of royal tombs, secret debates, sacred rituals, and quiet monasteries. It crossed oceans. It built industries. It became part of human culture in almost every corner of the world. The next time you see a glass of wine, remember, you're not just looking at a drink. You're looking at over 8,000 years of human history.